Today, what we're doing here is we're replacing or recovering over a roof, an existing roof. The issues they're having, we're having a couple leaks around here somewhere. They coated the roof hoping to kind of solve the issue. That hasn't worked, so they called in us to replace the roof. We'll put a new roof on top of the old one, and we can do that. So what we're doing here now is we're getting set up, and we're going to do a TPO roof on top of this roof. And what we have to do to make that work is we have to separate the two roofs from each other, because this old roof will eat the new roof if we're not careful. Alright, so a little interesting thing I just found here. Someone put, this must not be original, it can't be original, maybe it is. Someone put a shingle roof boot inside of a flat roof. I was just walking here and I felt this go in a little bit, and then oh, that's rotted. Okay, so we know we have a leak here somewhere. The next thing is we're gonna cut banding for the outside of the roof. And you know what, it's better if I just show you what that is. Let's watch the time lapse. I'm gonna rip them real quick, and then when I install them, I'll explain a little more. But you'll see here in a minute, we're gonna rip down that 1/2-inch plywood. So I'm just about to put the banding on. And what I'm using here is 3.5-inch nails or 3.25-inch nails, because I have to nail through a little bit of bullshit and then into the other plywood and then into the rafter. So I'm gonna use longer nails, and because normally you'd use 2 3/8 to nail down plywood, but in this case, we're gonna use 3.25-inch nails to nail down the plywood on the edge. The banding's all done. It's all ready to go. As you can see, it's everywhere. And the reason why we do it is because when we bring our 1/2-inch sheet to it, this will fit snug right to it like that. And then when they actually get screwed down, they become the same size. So what that does for us is it gives us a hard thing to nail to, so we're not nailing through foam. And I know it's a little extra step that's probably not necessary because it's only a 1/2 inch, but it's something we do just to be extra safe, so that we don't have you know, our drip edges pulling off in a big wind and then taking the whole roof with it. Start laying out the first ISO sheet. They're going to continue, keep on going. And what we're using here is we're using 3-inch insulation fastening plates and 3-inch screws. So that's what we're doing. Let's get to it. It's really windy, so I hope this is picking up all right. You can see, like, we have a couple screws in here just to keep it in place, a couple buckets just to weigh it down, and then we're gonna put our 5-footer in here. And the reason I did this and I put 2 5-footers on the end is because the roof is 60 by 30, and I want to be able to use full rolls and optimize the materials. I like to glue down the perimeter, even though we're gonna put screws every 6 inches on the side lap. Even though we're gonna screw it a lot, but I'm still having them glue it because I don't like it when the wind goes underneath the drip edge and makes it look like the roof is like waving back to us when we're up here. So I'm gonna have him glue the perimeter. We're only doing about 12 inches on the membrane, 12 inches on the other side. It's the end of day one. I thought we would get a little further, but that rock kind of threw me out a little bit because it's just kind of hard to deal with, especially when you're out in the middle of nowhere, but that's okay. We got this sheet done. They're just finishing up rolling out the little edge of it. And we got that sheet in, and we got this one in. Tomorrow's another day. All right, it's day 2. We're back. It's the middle of the day. We've got the majority of the roof done. We got Isaac on the robot right now, and that's what it looks like. It's a heat gun that is self-propelled, that runs in the seam and welds it. The next thing we need to do here is, once they weld up the last couple seams, I'm gonna weld up this piece here against the unit, make a couple more pieces. As you can see, we just put ISO on the units, like a really thin cover board, and that separates us from the asphalt that's back there. And then we're going to roof it in, and then once that's done, we're pretty much out of here today. I just gotta weld up these end laps here, just do all that, tape off the roof, and then we'll be back in 2 weeks to finish up the roof. But it looks pretty good. I'm pretty excited how it came out. I think it came out pretty nice for mechanical recover. Done with the second day. We're just packing up now. Everything's done. We're watertight. Everything came out pretty good. I think the curbs came out pretty nice. And that's the roof fully welded. Everything's done. The only thing we need to do now is wait about 2 weeks until our drip edges come in, and then we'll be back to finish it up. So that's pretty much it. I mean, there's not much else to say. I mean, it came out with some, you know, we had some tough times with the air conditioning units, but that's okay. You know, it's just a long day, long 2 days here, but I think it was well worth it. You know, I was thinking it was gonna take 3 at first, but then the guys really hustled. So we're back on the shop. It's a Friday. Hopefully we're not gonna be here too long. The only thing we need to now do is put on drip edges, weld it in, and we're out of here. We're hoping the rain holds out for 2 hours. Maybe if it holds out for 2 hours, we'll be done. I hope. If Vinny wants to hurry, he's down there getting stuff, and he's working quick. Do you have any words for Isaac? Oh shit! Oh man, Isaac, yo, if you heard that, you know what he said. Everything looks okay. Everything came out nice. No leaks, no problems. You know, we're just gonna go straight over the tape with the drip edge. We only did the tape just to temporary tie it over so the bulk water runs off the building, but everything's dry. So I'm happy. Let's get the rest of this roof dried off. Let's get the pieces cut. We're gonna actually cut them out of. Ooh, here's a little tip for you guys. Well, the roll's not up here, so I can't even show you. But the same roofing material we screw down is the same material we're gonna use for the edge. We're just gonna cut it into a 6-inch strip, and we're gonna weld that onto the drip edge and onto the roof, like back onto the roof. I just realized I haven't even talked about drip edges yet, and it's already like 9 o'clock in the morning. Anyways, all right guys, here's what we're using. We're using these TPO coated steel drip edges. They come with TPO. This material that's on the roof comes baked onto the steel. So they get custom made for every job. That's why it takes so long for us to get over here. But as you can see, that's the profile. We're gonna nail it here. And the reason we use nails and not screws is because the heads are flatter. TPO, I just snapped some lines, as you can see here. We're gonna cut these strips out of the fueled material, and then it's reinforced, so it's really strong. It's not like detail membrane that like doesn't have any reinforcement in it. It's actually really good stuff. And so it's basically like using a cover tape, except it's a weldable, welded on both sides. So we just cut it out of the base material, and we're gonna weld it straight to the drip edges, and then a couple inches or 3 or 4 inches back onto the roof. So that's the plan. We're gonna do it with the robot, so it makes life easy and quick. But that's where we're at right now. Time for me to cut some pieces because Vinny's grabbing the robot. We're trying to work as quick as we possibly can. We're very afraid of the rain coming, so we're gonna keep on running here. We're gonna try to get it all welded in before the rain really comes. We're starting to get a bunch of sprinkles everywhere, so we're like, we just need 20 more minutes to finish this roof, but I don't know, we'll see. Hopefully we get it done. I can only hope. I hand welded this entire edge all the way down. It's finally done. All the laps have been welded, everything is done. We're out of here, time to pack up. The rain is really coming. You can see it coming from over there. But that's it. Time to go home, we're done. Get out of here.